Hey, this is Joe.
Yo, this is Laser. Welcome to the Era of the J podcast, episode 2. Hope you guys liked the first one. We got a ton to get to today. Got to talk about the Pro Bowl. Got to talk about the Texans. We got to unlike all the superstar quarterbacks in the NFL, we got to discuss the Pro Bowl. I got to talk about the Texans' horrible hire. That
got a few headlines. We got the Commanders.
Texans whole shit show. They got to talk about the Commanders, of course. Yeah, we got a ton. I just want to open with this. One of the biggest headlines last week, something that we spoke about. I just want to call BS. I just feel like, I feel like this headline is just garbage, and the headline is that headline of Brady retiring. I'm calling BS right now. That's called. It just doesn't seem like him. Because remember when he came back? Remember the Patriots Buccaneers game this year?
Yeah.
So that
game, that was a good game.
Right. So before that game, who was hyping it up the most? More than the Patriots, more than the Bucs, more than the fans, more than the media. You know who was hyping up that game the most?
Who?
Tom fucking Brady. He made so many hype videos on his Twitter. He just hyped that up a ton.
The photo, one of his retirement photos he put on his Instagram story was that game of like him pointing to the stands. It was in Gillette when he was wearing a Bucs uniform.
Yeah.
It's like, I thought it was kind of strange that he picked that photo out of all photos to put on his Instagram when he retired.
Weird. Sus. It's his personality is he doesn't just casually do things. He hypes them up like no tomorrow. He's Mr. Hype Man. He wants the attention.
Are you saying the retirement just feels underwhelming?
It feels weird. It just popped it all of a sudden. It was like there was no press about this ever. He had a clear goal of playing till 45. But then all of a sudden he just randomly, like, there's a little bit of a rumors that he's retiring, and then he just loses, and like the next day he's like, okay, I'm done. I'm gonna head out like SpongeBob. Yeah, it just feels sus. I don't feel it's legit. I think that possibly it was because maybe he had beef with Arians. This isn't confirmed. This is just me speculating. Maybe he had beef with Arians.
It's pretty obvious he did, but
yeah, but maybe it just got really bad. People are saying maybe the AB thing made him just not want to work with him anymore and just give up with him. And possibly this is more than just maybe he's just like, instead of just leaving straight up and demanding a trade and then trying to build a super team like some other goats, so-called goats, LeBron, maybe he's trying to take the high road and then just retiring and then just coming back. Like they asked him in an interview.
How soon?
What?
How soon?
How soon?
Yeah.
I think maybe not this season, but the next. Like, they asked him in an interview, and he's like 45. He can just he can totally say in an interview, like, I'm done, dude. I'm like ancient. I'm done. But he chose to say,
no, I mean, he didn't want to do like a Ben Roethlisberger thing where like the whole year is like, oh my god, it's Brady's last year.
Why not?
He wants to compete.
He wants the freaking attention. Yeah, it's his freaking last year, and he's competing, and he's winning Super Bowls. But
another thing I was thinking is like, he wants to leave a winner. Like, he wants to leave the NFL after having...
So just announce this is your last season.
For an 8th game.
Just announce this is your last season.
No, but I don't think, like, the thing that ticks me off is, like, he can't just lose to the Rams and bail. Like, he wants to leave after winning the Super Bowl, man.
Right, exactly. That's what makes it so sus again.
Yeah.
But also, they asked him in an interview that would you come back? And he's 44. He can just say, yeah, I'm not coming back. Dude, I'm freaking ancient. I'm, like, older than most of your parents.
Just casually drop it in an interview.
But he's like, no, never say never. He said never say never. When he could have just said no, like, dude, I have a family.
Okay, so then he's dropping it.
Also, guys who give the excuse of I'm retiring because I want to focus on my family. Well, those retirements last like a grand total of like 2 weeks. Like, after spending 2 weeks with your family, you're like, dude, I have to do this my entire life. I'm like, no.
I called BS on the family things. Like, if you want to play football, you're not retiring because you're...
I think it's beef with the Arians, and like, especially there are so many good options. I'll just list you a couple. So many good options for him when he comes back. Like, he can... Like, the Titans would probably, like after another year of Tannehill sucking, the Titans are for sure going to call him. Mike Vrabel's his buddy. Like, that's a perfect situation. They're loaded at receiver. Like, I think that would be a ton of fun for him. They would be instant Super Bowl favorites. I feel like that would be a ton of fun for him. Like, why wouldn't he come back for that?
Why? I'm just curious. Like, why are the Titans so adamant about sticking with Tannehill like the next season?
I'm not really sure. I'm speculating. Maybe it's because if they were to go after Rodgers and it doesn't work out, then they literally just deflated Tannehill's confidence. Like, the fan base wouldn't have confidence in Tannehill because they would be like, yo, you just tried getting rid of him. so they're not gonna have confidence in him, and obviously the Titans are showing they don't have confidence. So his confidence will just be deflated, and it'll be like Miami again, and it'll just feel like a lost season. So I think it's like if they're in the event that they're stuck with him, which they're most likely going to be, they just don't want to deflate his confidence. That's just me speculating. Also, another place for Brady to go, maybe like if Baker sucks again, and he has no more injury excuse next year, and he sucks again, then then hello Cleveland. Like it's always been speculated because in Brady's best seasons, the Browns were just the worst. They were like the complete opposite. They were going 0-16. They went 1-31 in 2 seasons, which is just pathetic. It took them like 3 years to get a win. They had 2 years of separation in between a win, and 3 calendar years. Just like it would be so cool if the Brady would just go to Cleveland. Like imagine telling a Cleveland fan like 4 years ago that there's a legit possibility that Tom freaking Brady is your quarterback, and it would just be crazy. Also, another one would be the Giants with. That's all the Giants. It's freaking New York. Brian Daboll's a buddy of Brady also. Really, everyone in the NFL really is, to be honest. But Daboll especially.
What about the Colts? Is that like a...
That's a good... I didn't even think of that. That's a really good one as well.
Because if I was on the Colts, I'd be looking to get rid of Carson Wentz as fast as possible.
Yeah, I know. I know. But, all right, Daniel Jones will probably be a failure, and I just think that Brady also, it's stacked. It's freaking... It's New York.
I mean, the Colts have... The Colts have, like, okay receivers, right?
The Colts have okay. I think the Giants have better. So, that... And the Giants... New York is a better city than Indianapolis. No offense to anyone living there, but come on, it's New York.
Maybe Brady could actually pull off a quarterback sneak on like the Giants, dude.
Oh my god, that was so stupid. Joe Judge, what the? But yeah, I think right. The Giants situation is very similar to the Buccaneers situation a couple years ago. So I feel like the Giants would be a great possibility. Also, the Raiders. Come on, it's Vegas. It's the fun capital city of the world with your old coach McDaniels. That would be
think of that.
That would be a ton of fun for him.
Yeah, I mean,
hey, you saw Dana White was the UFC guy. He was trying to recruit Brady to Vegas, and apparently Brady didn't say no. So you never know. That's my thought on Brady.
So the revenge of Brady, basically.
Yes, I think he's coming back. You agree?
I don't. There's got to be something else in store. Like either like he's gonna do like a proper retirement ceremony, maybe like in a few years after this whole thing with all the salt with him and Belichick dies down a little bit. Maybe he'll come back and do like a full ceremony in New England.
Also, I just thought of this. Like he just released a doc. Like why would he release that? Why would he release that in the middle of the season if he can just release that after he retires? Like that would be like the best time. Like, yo, I just retired. Here's a doc of my career.
If he can retire on Instagram, like what the hell is that?
It's like LeBron had a TV show for a free agent location. This is the retirement of the greatest sports player in history.
Is there a return to the NFL? It's possible, but I think he definitely cannot go out like this. Like, there's got to be something else down the road.
Right. Also, yeah, the another thing, the Pro Bowl. Let's move on. Is that everyone was complaining about how shitty it was. Everyone's saying, and everyone on Twitter was bashing the NFL for the Pro Bowl.
Well, your boy Patrick was not putting in any effort on it.
Or anyone really is. A bunch of guys hugging and no tackling and no one really playing. But here's my thing: like, despite all of that, they were still the most watched thing that night. They had 7 million, rounding up. They had 7 million viewers, which sucks for NFL standards, but. I mean, that's still a ton. That led everything. There was a huge NASCAR event that day, and NASCAR was a couple million shy. They still did amazing. I mean, they've done better. Like they averaged like at 8 million in 2019, and in 2018 they averaged like 9 million. But is it really because of the play? Because the play always sucked. I think the reason why there was so much less people watching is because all the stars were out. Like Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson. They were all out. So. Maybe I think that has more to do with the fact that there were less viewers than the fact that the game sucked, because the game always sucked, and they have a lot of viewers. Like obviously they're not gonna have the same like the 15 mil they get for an actual game, but they still get a lot, and I still think like in a way the bad rep that they get is kind of like better. Like it kind of helps them out because like now there's a reason to watch to see how shitty it is. Otherwise, it's like just a boring game. Like the MLB All-Star game, no one watches it because it just there's nothing there, there's nothing to it. It's just a normal game it's just a normal exhibition game.
You're saying like
There's nothing
it's intentionally crappy to get views.
I'm not saying it's intentionally crappy. I think it's intentionally not fixed to get views.
Is there something the NFL could do? Because like a lot of people don't like it. A lot of people are like pissed. So is there something the NFL could do to like?
Just tell me honestly. Would you rather watch? Would you rather watch the Cleveland Browns, who suck, or 0-16, or would you rather watch like a game, a non-eventful game with new rules or whatever they would do, like flag football or whatever? I think watching the 0-16 Browns would probably have the same level of entertainment as this Pro Bowl. Just a shit show, but
but it's fun, I guess.
Right, it's just fun in a way. Sometimes
it's also fun because you get like an all-star quarterback will just make like a dope pass.
Right.
Like,
Sometimes shit is fun. Like Stephon Diggs playing Trevon Diggs. Like it's like the little things. Like it's just kind of. I mean, in a way, it's fun. You're saying make it funner, but then you're kind of take away the. There's something to watching it.
It's fun, but
as opposed to
it's dumb.
I don't think
it's incredibly stupid.
It becomes more professional if you change the rules, but not more attractive. I don't think it's. I think the shittiness hasn't attracted.
How popular is like the NBA All-Star game? That's like full-on competition, right?
Right, and they made that competitive, and shout out to them. I don't think the NFL can do that in the same way because the NBA is about stars, so an All-Star game should have people watching, as opposed to the NFL.
Right, but people want to see like Mahomes versus like Rodgers and with the top, like you want to see all your good players.
Right, but you're never.
At the top level.
At the end of the day, you can't have injuries. So at the end of the day, they're not.
Right, I mean, there might not be a better option for the NFL. I'm just saying the Pro Bowl shit and just how it is. But you know, it's fun. You know, Mac Jones is doing nene dances. You know, whatever. He had a sick touchdown pass, by the way. Just pointing that out. My boy Mac. Okay.
Of course. Yeah. Moving on.
Filling in for Lamar.
Come on, I feel like Okay, let's get to the big event of the week. Yeah, let's not lie to ourselves.
Straight to the Super Bowl.
Let's go.
Oh, we could talk about the Commanders or like.
We'll do that later.
Okay.
I think the public wants to hear at the Super Bowl.
We'll circle back to the Washington shit show. But
what I want to do is I want to go through the entire everything and just talk about all the props, everything you should bet on. I'm not necessarily going to say the odds and everything because those differ depending on what site you use. I'll just say what I think is going to happen throughout the entirety of the game. And what you should do, and then you can take out from that what you should do betting wise. But first, Joe, who's your pick?
All right, okay.
Super Bowl winner.
Last week I said Cincinnati. This past week I was thinking, Cincinnati's O-line not that great. Aaron Donald might just rip right through it, but I think the Bengals have overcome this before. I'm gonna stick with Cincinnati, especially if we're going with like the Vegas spread, which is I think 4. I think if the game comes down to a field goal, you could still pick Cincinnati, and even if they lose by a field goal, you still win the bet. So, like, I would stick with Cincinnati.
What does Cincinnati have better than the Rams?
They're not better. They're not better than any of the teams they played, but they still beat them.
They have a better offense than Tennessee.
Oh, I mean, okay, they have a better offense than Tennessee. I mean, they don't have a better offense than Kansas City.
Would you credit them for that loss, or would you credit Kansas City for that loss?
I don't know. I mean,
I don't think the Bengals won. I think Kansas City lost. Like
Kansas City just beat themselves.
Yeah.
I mean, LA's more than capable of beating themselves.
True, fair. But
Cincinnati, I haven't seen choking from Cincinnati like I have with the Rams.
But it's not choking. It's not choking to lose. You're underdogs.
I mean, okay. I'm just thinking, I haven't seen Cincinnati like just mess up royally. Like I have seen the Rams just mess up, like they just shit themselves in like the middle of a game.
True, but come on, Burrow threw 3 picks against the Bears, and they sucked. They choked to the freaking Jets. Who does that?
So did the Bucs. I mean, okay. You can't.
The Bucs won though.
You give me like one like bad game in the whole season. Like Brady,
that's 2 already.
Brady almost lost to the Jets.
That's the Bears and the Jets.
Okay, the Colts lost to the Jaguars. It doesn't mean that like the Colts are like suck or worse than the Jags.
Not worse, but dude, don't say they don't choke if they choke twice.
I mean, okay, but they haven't had their postseason has been pretty awesome. No, I get it.
Yeah, then which just means it
hasn't been amazing. Okay, like they barely beat Tennessee. They, Las Vegas was also a close game, but there's just something they're doing. I think their defense is solid. There's something they're doing. Burrow steps up when the time is right. Burrow steps up. Now, Stafford also does, but I think Burrow is doing a better job of stepping up than Stafford.
Yeah, but
I think the Bengals just step up to the moment.
I just
No,
don't
this
think,
is not like a real good reason. It's more like a psychological thing. But
Yeah.
like, I think the Bengals just step up when it is time.
Right, psychological reasons aren't always the worst thing. Like Nick Foles winning a Super Bowl, I feel like was if you picked him for any other reason other than psychological reasons, then you
Right.
don't know football.
The Eagles had so much in that Super Bowl. That was an amazing Super Bowl, by the way. But the Eagles had so much just determination and motivation in that Super Bowl. You know.
So you're saying that you think
I'm still sticking with
you
Cincy.
feel the Bengals are a good comp to the Bengals? I mean, do you think the Bengals are a good comp to the Eagles?
I mean,
Obviously,
so it's not like the Eagles, because the Eagles, what happened was they would always go to Super Bowl and then lose. They were like that team, who would go to the playoffs and then they hadn't won no, I'm saying there were a few Super Bowls that the Bengals haven't been in a Super Bowl since 1989.
Right.
The Eagles were in a few Super Bowls in between, that
It's like a miracle situation.
Yeah, it's kind of like Eagles fans are like have gone close and never gone it. Bengals fans have never even gone close. For the Bengals, it's more of like a really cool story.
We've gone to the hump.
About just like out of nowhere, just popping out.
Like the Nationals in baseball.
Yeah, they're more like the Nationals as opposed to like the Indians, right?
I understand.
Yeah. Or like the Cubs or something like that. The Eagles are kind of like the Cubs. That's what
Yeah, but I'm sorry, dude. The Rams, it's the time. Dude, Stafford's waited his entire career. He's been called nothing but a bust. It's time. He wants to be put on the map. He has the stats, just he didn't have the pedigree because he was stuck in Detroit. It's his time. I feel like he's been waiting
from a logical standpoint, you're right. He's been waiting his entire career.
And OBJ as well. I mean, like, everyone's been calling him overrated because he's never had any playoff success. But it's his time. It's like everyone. I mean, Aaron Donald is the best player in the NFL talent-wise. He's never had the chance to compete like this. He had his chance 2 years ago and failed. And he understands that, like, dude, I'm old. Aaron Donald knows he's old. And he's not going to get an opportunity again. And this is his time. Okay, two sacks at least for Aaron Donald. Yeah.
So you're saying the Rams have everything on the line and the Bengals have nothing on the line.
Well, yeah, in a sense, like obviously they have something on the line, like got to complete the Cinderella story. But regardless,
like you can always just come back next year. You can come back.
The Rams don't have tomorrow. There is no tomorrow for the Rams.
Right. I don't think the Bengals are playing that way. It's not like the Bengals are like, oh, we made the playoffs. Like who would have thought? Let's kick back. That's not how they're handling it. I mean, they're very calm and composed or whatever, but I think they're
regardless. The Bengals have more to win, but the Rams have more to lose. And I think like they have that plus more talent. Just so let's face it.
Again, from a logical standpoint, you're 100% right. LA is the better team.
Right.
I just with all the other factors, I'm still picking Cincinnati, especially if the game comes down to a field goal anyway. But
maybe okay, fine.
I mean, what were the chances? Like I thought that Cincinnati had no chance beating the Chiefs. I mean, don't tell me they didn't do anything. I mean,
I picked the Chiefs with the 7 line. Yes.
Don't tell me they didn't do anything. Like it wasn't all just Chiefs killing themselves. Like there was something they did. I mean, they're a good team. They're a solid team. They know how to step up in the right situations.
Right. Okay, fine. So without further ado, let's get through the props. Okay, fine. So the game starts off with, of course, the national anthem, sung by Mickey Guyton.
All right, so what's the over under for that?
Yeah. So let's go through the bets. So we start off with the length. The length is at 153, which usually the over under the length is like 230, I believe. The line's way too short. Even apparently, Mickey Guyton goes under with all these always, but I just don't like. I feel like it's too short in general, and I feel like it's just a smart bet to just go over 153. And there are prop bets for everything, and we're gonna break down as much as possible. The ones I feel confident in, we're gonna break down. So there's the length of the word brave. Like you end off the national anthem with brave. The over under for that is 6
I've
6
listened
seconds.
to the national anthem before, dude.
Let's go. So as for those who haven't, so the word brave, the over under is like 6 seconds, and I feel like that is way too long.
You got to go under with that, bird.
But yeah, you got it. Yeah, you got to go under with that one. Also, the over under for aircrafts flying over is 4.5, and they're right next to the airport, so you can assume there will be aircrafts. And I just believe that like. No, you don't have 4. You have 6. Yeah, come on, just pick the over with the aircrafts. So yeah, that's the national anthem. I'm not really a country guy. Maybe those who are into country will are hyped for this one. Next off, we head to the coin toss. Which is huge debate among bettors about heads or tails. Karma, luck tells you to always pick tails. That when in doubt, pick tails is the line. But but science would tell you to pick heads because
Science? Gotta explain that one to me,
Basically-
bro.
on a coin, the head size weighs more.
Okay.
Thus, and the rule is
Because there's like
heavier-
an imprint of a head
Yes.
there. Okay.
Or I don't know what they have an imprint on. I don't know what imprint they have on the flipping coin, but it's an NFL style coin. But the head side weighs more, and all right, it weighs more. So, and the rules of physics is that the heavier thing will land down. So, yeah, I got to go with heads on this one.
It's a safe option.
Also, heads wins 53% of the time. Tails wins 49%.
Is that a real statistic?
Yes, dude. People bet on everything. And I don't know who's picking the call. All I know is the Rams are getting the ball first. Count on it. The first quarter is the Rams. It belongs to the Rams. I feel like the Rams. I feel like they score more
That's
in the
vibe.
first part of the game, as opposed to the Bengals. So just look at the halftime scores of the Rams Buccaneers game, and look at the halftime score of the Bengals Chiefs game. Okay, fine. So first quarter, I feel like the Rams will lead. I'm guessing Rams get the ball first. They drive down. They get a touchdown, 7-0 right on the board, and then I'm guessing the Bengals will get a field goal later, and it'll be 7-3 at the end of the quarter. So, all right, Rams 3. So I feel like the Rams will lead. So I said 7-3. So there were a lot of odds. I saw there's pick the Rams to be leading by 1 to 6 points, or for sure have the Rams leading. If you want to be bold, you can say more than 1 to 6 points. I don't know if they really touch the ball enough. I don't know if they
Could they go for 2 touchdowns in the first quarter?
Yeah, I'm assuming they're gonna have like 1.5 possessions. So I don't really think that, and the Rams don't really drive that quickly down the field. So I don't know if.
No, but then randomly there's like these bursts where they do drive a lot. Like they'll throw like 30, 50, 40
Right,
yards.
but I don't think those random bursts are going to come in the first quarter. I feel like they'll be efficient, but I don't think they're going to have the they're going to have the opportunity to score twice. Especially in the beginning of the games, things aren't as smooth as later. So the over under for amount of points, total points scored are 7. Got to pick over that. I feel like we're going to have a solid 10 points scored. I feel like the Rams will score first, and they'll be first to 7, first to 9. And any stat about who will be first to, pick the Rams, except for who's going to score first in the second quarter. I feel like you got to give that to the Bengals just based off last game. Yeah, you got to. I feel like both teams will score in the first quarter, like I said. And
I could see the Bengals not scoring at all in the first quarter.
it's possible, but I feel like they'll get it out. They can't land that much of a dud in the first quarter. I feel like as to who gets the first touchdown for the Rams, I feel like usually the first guy who gets a touchdown in a Super Bowl, I feel like is usually the tight end or running back. And I don't know if Higbee's going to be hurt or not. But if Higbee's not hurt, then pick him for first touchdown. If Higbee's hurt, then maybe an OBJ would be a good option. I just think they'll know to cover Cup in their end zone. So I feel like
They're going to be on Cup. Like,
exactly.
they're
Pick OBJ or pick Higbee. And in regards to the Bengals, pick. So I feel like the same thing with the coverage with Cup will be the same with the coverage with Chase. So pick T Higgins for first touchdown.
Do you think OBJ is going to it's going to be his moment to shine as the Super Bowl? Especially with Cooper Kupp kind of
Right.
he's going to get the attention. So is this where OBJ steps up?
I don't know.
I didn't watch every single second of every Rams game. I mean, did he do much in the past few games?
Yeah, I mean, he's not. I don't know if he'll go off and have 100 yards. That's not really what he does, but he'll have his huge highlight. He'll have a ton of touchdowns and stuff like that. Definitely count him on for that. He'll have his one. He'll have his signature moment in this Super Bowl. Count on it. I feel like if you want to pick score total, I think the Rams will score. I think 20 to 35 points. Is that fair?
In total?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say that.
And
I would put the Rams at about 27 or 30.
Right. So in that area, I'd say 20 to 35. And the Bengals, I would have them 24 to 28. I'm guessing you would have.
Well, yeah, I mean, I would have them just 3 points above the Rams. Again, I think the game will come down to that field goal.
Wow.
Every single Bengals win is that a freaking field goal.
Right. You have the Super Bowl being intense.
I think it will be intense. You already counted the Bengals out. I think it'll be intense.
I'm not counting them out. I just think that...
I mean, again, just the
Rams will
Cincinnati
win.
vibe. You know that the Cincinnati public schools canceled school the day after the Super Bowl?
Let's go.
No matter what happens. Like, they just... No
That's
school. Like,
dedication.
whether you're celebrating or not. Like, Cincinnati is like... I mean, I like the vibes of Cincinnati. I do.
Of course.
I mean, this is, like, no logic in this pick. I just...
Then I have the Rams winning, so I feel like if they're going to win, they need to score all quarters. So pick the Rams to score every quarter. Like, come on. They got to.
Do you think, again, do you think the Rams are going to... It's going to be like... Well, by the time the game gets down to 3 minutes, it's going to be a clear win? Or do you think it's still going to be...
I think it's going to be close-ish, like 8 points, but the Rams have the ball. Like, Bengals can get a stop or a turnover.
And then they're not going to get the stop.
Then the Rams... Right, they're not going to get the stop. It's going to be one of those. But, I feel like, yeah. So pick the Rams to score in every quarter. Don't pick the Bengals to score in every quarter. I feel like maybe, like, the second quarter would be a target for them to just not score. Or
They'll catch up after the half.
Okay, they'll make it close after the half, and then I feel like the Rams will pull away in the fourth. But or not. But yeah, next would be the over under for players with rush attempts for the Rams is 4, which I think is way too many. Like, just look at it's
Gonna
gonna
run the
be,
ball with 4 different guys?
yeah, it's gonna be prominently Michelle running it, and then obviously give Stafford because quarterbacks just get these. So I would say like if the over under was like 2, then maybe it's a conversation. But 4 is way too many.
Yeah, no, they're not. Yeah.
Pick the under.
What? Just Stafford and Michelle.
Yeah, something like that. Maybe another running back in there. And then in regards to the Bengals, also their over under is 3.5 for players rushing. Also pick the under. I think it's just.
I mean, the Bengals are going to rush though. They're going to rush.
Burrow's going to have to scramble, and then there's Mixon.
They're going to hand it off to Mixon.
And Mixon, and then a backup running back probably also.
Yeah.
That's but not 3.5. That's 4 guys. I don't think that's going to happen. Next is over under for players with a reception, and the over under is 6.5. I feel like the pick the over for the Rams. I already got like you got Higbee getting a reception, Michelle, Cooper Kupp, OBJ, Justin Jefferson, just to name the easy guys. Sorry, not Justin, Vance Jefferson. They got the backup running back's gonna get backup tight end because Higbee's not gonna play the whole time because he's kind of hurt. So I think that's already like 7-ish. I think pick the over for 6.5, and then as opposed to the Bengals, I'll pick under 6.5.
Oh yeah, no, they're not passing the ball 6.5 different guys.
Right, they just don't have that type of depth.
Yeah.
So
I mean, that's another. I guess that's another crutch for them, though. Maybe that could hurt them, though.
Exactly, they have more crutches. I told you this. Rams are better all around.
I know they're the better team,
and they have more to lose.
Everyone's a better team. I know.
Yo, when I'm gonna be right, I'm gonna be the one.
How many times does Joe Burrow get sacked by Aaron Donald?
Yeah, I think for sure at least 2 times. I don't want to go crazy and say 5 sacks, so that's just too much to ask. But I think over 2. Or 2 or over. Then the over under for Rams to score is 3.5. I think you got to go with the under because I just think like it's gonna be prominently the same guys are gonna be open again and again. Michelle's gonna get the touchdown, and then like OBJ, Cooper Kupp, and then like that's it. Maybe Vance Jefferson, but like I think under would be pretty safe there. And the same with the in regards to the Bengals, same thing. Because I don't think they're scoring that many touchdowns, to be honest. I don't even know if they get to 4 touchdowns, so I don't know how 4 different Rams will score. So I would have picked the under with that. I'm sure you disagree. Under 3.5 players to score for the Bengals. I mean, you got Chase has got to get his one.
Right, yeah.
Burrow's got it. Probably will rush. Mixon, Higgins, Boyd. Those are the 5 possibilities.
Who's that? I forgot the other guy's name.
Who?
Shite. What's his name? Oh my god.
There's Boyd.
It's like an Asian sounding name, sort of.
Ozama?
Yeah, that guy.
I don't know.
He had some good catches. He's not playing.
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Okay.
But, I'm not sure. I don't know if he's for sure playing. Hopefully for the Bengals. I think he said he wants to play. He said this is the game of my life. I'm playing, but it doesn't mean he's gonna be able physically to play. Okay, fine. Next would be the converting. So the over under for the Rams is 5.5. Over under for both teams is 5.5. Pick the over for both.
Yeah,
There's gonna be,
definitely.
Especially with the Bengals are gonna have a ton of third downs, and they're gonna. That's what they do. They convert third downs.
They have that. That's their only way to win.
Chase is literally made for 20-yard third down conversions. Like this is they're not gonna. The Rams won't win.
The Rams have struggled with their down conversions.
Right. So they need those 6, or they're not gonna win. And the Bengals are really good on third down. So I would pick over for both of them, as opposed to converting on fourth down. There's no over-under. It's just will the Rams or Bengals convert on fourth down, and that's like duck. It's the NFL.
Yeah,
today.
It's the Super Bowl. Like you're going all in.
They're going for it, and they're gonna make it. It's gonna be
going all in. You know,
it's gonna be 4th and 1. All they're gonna need is the quarterback to dive, and I'm sure they'll both get.
They're going all in. You know,
right? Then the over. This one surprised me. The over/under for rushing yards for the Rams was 110.5. Pick the under, hardcore. They're not gonna run it.
I mean, they're not a super running team.
It's the Super Bowl. They're not giving it to Sony Michel. It's time for Cooper Kupp and OBJ. Not happening. And then
could it happen with Cincinnati?
Their over under is 87.5, and I wouldn't be shocked if they hand it off to Mixon and it works. And Zach Taylor's like, fuck it, just Mixon, let's go.
I mean, isn't the Rams defense more about the blocking the pass anyway?
I mean, they're stacked in every way.
Right. Okay.
But yeah, but I can imagine them. I can imagine them just running it. But I'd probably also pick under, because you're gonna let Joe Burrow.
It's more of a toss up.
You're letting Joe Burrow win it. It's more of a toss up.
Yeah.
Sure.
I mean, Burrow's gonna have to make the play anyway. But
then the over under for total yards is 396.5 for the Rams. You got to go over, because if they're winning it, they're getting the yards.
If they're winning, they're going to get at least 4 touchdowns, right?
And then the over under for the over under for the Bengals is 386.5. I think you got to go. I would
go over since I have them winning.
I would go under since I have them losing.
Okay.
Right. Then, will they score? Will each team score a rushing touchdown? I believe both teams will score a rushing touchdown, because that's what you do in the red zone. You got to hand it off. Like that's why Mixon and Michelle are still on the roster. Like they're not getting it when they're at their own 20. They're getting it when they're at the opponent's 20, and they're gonna have touchdowns. And then the last one, really, for as it comes to the game, who will the Rams score first or punt first? I already told you.
You think score first?
They're scoring first.
I honestly have no idea. I mean,
opening drive, come on.
Opening drive,
Rams. Let's go. They're doing it.
I don't know,
they're
man.
Coming in and they're not playing games. As opposed to the Bengals, punt first would be safer.
Yeah, I would go punt first, even though I have them winning. But
so fine. Onto the commercial aspect of this game. Which ad will come first? Which I have no stats to back this up.
You're going with the leaks for which ads?
I feel like they're gonna go dependent.
We better get a good Marvel trailer or something, dude.
Of course. I feel like they're gonna go dependable with the first ad. I feel like they're gonna go trustworthy. So either we're going good old Kevin Hart, Sam's Club, or we're going Bud Light Seltzer, because Bud Light Seltzer is the king of NFL ads. Like Bud Light in general is just the king of NFL ads. I feel like that they would go with the classics, or they would go with dependability. There was also a weird weird prop I saw, is that which NFT will be shown in a commercial.
Dude, come on.
for the halftime. Yeah, you're giving me that look.
God.
You got to go with the Bored Ape. The Bored Ape is the legend NFT. You know, all the guys.
Where did you find this, dude?
All the guys.
Where did you see this?
Everywhere. Just look up commercial props. The Bored Ape NFT it's the GOAT. It's like Eminem owns one, Post Malone, Lil Baby. Everyone owns the Bored Ape NFT, and it's just got to be the one they show. It's the legendary NFT. On to the most important part of the game. Kidding. The halftime show.
Your favorite part.
Unless the Ravens are in it. I mean, it's a freaking like the Bengals. I want to see. I want to see more Rams offense on the field. So like, if that's not happening, I'm gonna tune out till the halftime show. I'm kidding, I won't, but I would want to.
Yo, I get it. It's division rivals. I get it. Like when the Bills are playing the Chiefs, I was going for the Bills. I'm like, nah, I hate the Bills. Let's go, KC.
All right. So the first prop I saw was who will appear first. So I mean. There are 2 guys you're looking at here. So there's 5 performers prominent. There's Dr. Dre's doing it, Snoop Dogg, Eminem, Kendrick Lamar, Mary J. Blige, and then they're having 2 deaf rappers performing as a special thing as well. I believe the guys are coming first. It has to be the guys running the show. So it's Dr. Dre. These are all his guys. He's a producer. I mean, I feel like it's either him. Chance it's Snoop Dogg. I feel like it's one of those. I'd probably give it to Dr. Dre though. I would say Dr. Dre would probably be the favorite for that, for coming out first, as opposed to maybe Snoop Dogg as well. Well, that wouldn't be a dumb bet. As opposed to first song, I feel like California Love will definitely be one of the first songs. Because come on, LA, it's time to party. You're not ending with that, and it's definitely going to be in the show. So I think it's going to be one of the first. So that would be a pretty smart bet for first song. I feel like we're not going to have next episode and California Love in the beginning together. I feel like so next episode I would probably push to the end. I feel like next episode and Still Dre will be the closing songs. So then California Love would be either the first one, maybe Drop It Like It's Hot would be the first one, and then California Love. But I feel like California Love or Drop It Like It's Hot for the first song would be a pretty smart bet as well. Then there was a bet that will Kendrick Lamar release a new song before the Super Bowl. There's been a ton of rumors, more rumors about February 4th than this week. I just feel no. There's been a ton of hype surrounding this. It wouldn't surprise me if he does, but as we haven't really heard a lot from him since a couple months ago, since he released the feature with his nephew Baby Keem. But I think he won't. He's not going to release a new song before. There's another weird prop. Will Eminem shave his beard for this? I'm saying no. He's got his new era is with the beard. He's keeping it. He's sticking with the beard. I don't think he's shaving for this.
Why would he would shave just for the Super Bowl?
It's his new era. He's keeping the beard. Come on, it's his new swag. And then the best one. This is like a foolish. I don't know why the over under. I feel like the over under for this is way too low. The amount of time that Eminem curses during his set, 1.5. I'm sorry, dude. Like Travis Scott cursed like 3 times, and he's way slower. He can easily blur these things out, and he didn't.
They're gonna have a harder time censoring Eminem than Travis Scott.
He raps way too fast for them to properly censor. He's just gonna curse all the time. Like I don't even know how they're gonna have his mic on. There's probably gonna have to have to watch like him rapping like from someone filming it live because it's not gonna be televised. Yeah, I'm sorry. Like it hit hard on the over. Bet your house on the over. Then there were the ones about the special things happening, and then more back to the weird ones. So will Tupac appear in a hologram? Like that topic itself is extremely sensitive. I don't know why. To me, it's just like it's fun, so let's do it. Like I don't think it ruins his legacy because he appeared in a hologram. But I just don't think it's gonna happen, being it's too controversial, and it's like. I just don't feel like it's the move right now. They're already crowded as opposed to artists in this thing. So I just don't feel like they're gonna make it even more crowded by adding a hologram. One thing like when Timberlake did it and they had the Prince hologram situation, like it was just Timberlake by himself, so it wasn't that crazy that he had a hologram. As opposed to Tupac, I don't really see the room. I just don't see why they would do that. Next one, will Snoop Dogg smoke a blunt? The NFL's not allowing it. I hope,
dude. Did I tell you this about Snoop Dogg? I forgot what I was listening to this podcast he was on, and he was talking about how like he went to like a White House dinner party. And he's like, yeah, like I went to the bathroom to like smoke a quick dope. Like he smoked in the freaking White House, man. I'm sure we'll figure out how to smoke at the Super Bowl, but
NFL may just shut him down. Like might just be like no.
Well, if they can tell he's high, but like,
they got it because they rehearsed for the NFL before, so the NFL can just see if it's a shitty product, or they can just be like, yo, that's way too controversial. Like by the way,
Snoop Dogg and weed are just not inseparable, man. Like
it's definitely possible. And again, like it's a new thing, so maybe the NFL is just like it's legal, so why not? Also,
is there a policy about it?
About smoking weed? I never read the policy. I was never invited to perform yet. But next year we'll have the Era of the J podcast performing at the halftime show.
Oh hell yeah, bro!
Let's go.
Be like honored guests, man.
Of course. Yo, will Snoop Dogg smoke a blunt? By the way, I'm just thinking about the rehearsals. Like, did Janet Jackson and Timberlake like rehearse the Nipplegate? Like, did they rehearse that in front of the NFL? And the NFL was like, yo, let's go, let's do this.
It was all planned, man.
Test on live TV.
It was all planned.
Yeah, of course. So let's go with those conspiracy theories. Okay, now here are the clothing prop bets for the halftime show performers. Will Eminem wear a hat? Of course, he's not going without a hat. I don't think he's wearing a do-rag because he's like no one his age is wearing a freaking do-rag, and they're out of style in general. I feel like he's going with a cap, hoodie maybe, but I feel like cap is his thing. Maybe both. Will he wear a Lions jersey? It doesn't Lions. I don't think Eminem's going on with the jersey. Like maybe a younger self.
Has that ever happened before? A performer went on the Super Bowl like
of course
with a jersey.
Yeah, I think it was Diddy maybe who went on with a half jersey, like a half Raiders, half Buccaneers. It was pretty cool, but no, I don't think he's wearing a Lions jersey. As opposed to Snoop Dogg, I feel like he'll wear something Rams because it's more his type to wear like a baggy like old Rams jersey. I don't think Kendrick Lamar's coming in a hoodie. I think he's gonna dress in style because this is his coming back from like a long time really out of it. Other than that feature, will Mary J. Blige wear fur? I mean, like of course that's just her style. Will there be a lowrider vehicle? Of course, I feel like Snoop Dogg's gonna come in with in one of those in like a nice old fashioned car. Now let's get back to the game part. Who's winning MVP? I think it's got to be Stafford. This is going to be his career moment after he wins his first Super Bowl, and Matthew Stafford's going to win this MVP.
Okay, I mean, if I have the Bengals winning, I gotta go with MVP, right?
Yep.
I would say I'm gonna go with Jamar Chase.
Jamar Chase over
MVP.
Joe Burrow.
I don't know.
Again,
like no, because if I had the Rams winning, I would pick Cooper Kupp as MVP over Stafford.
Really?
I would. Yes.
You think the NFL would do that to Stafford?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, they do always go with the quarterback. That is true.
Think of it like this: every yard the receiver gets, the quarterback also gets. So unless he doesn't do shit for anyone else, like what Brady had in the Super Bowl against the Rams, like Edelman won MVP.
I mean, especially if the Rams manage to shut down Chase and Burrow has to do something else.
Right.
Oh, okay. So then, yeah. I mean, you're putting me on the spot here.
You're changing. Let's go.
Yeah. I mean, right off the bat, I mean, you're putting me on the spot here. I guess. Right. I guess I would go with Burrow then. Mm-hmm. But I mean, unless Jamar Chase makes has some spectacular yaks.
Yep.
Then yeah, it'd be Joe Burrow. But you never know, man.
As opposed to receiving leaders, I got to go with Kupp overall. But Jamar Chase is also like, regardless, they're gonna play. Yeah, you can put 4 guys on them. They'll perform.
I mean, I would give Kupp the most receiving yards. I mean, he's insane. He's
then the leading passer. I mean, if the Rams are gonna win, then we got to go Stafford.
Yeah. I mean, it's again, even though I have the Bengals winning, the Rams could have more yards. It's entirely possible.
And then, as opposed to rushing leader, it's got to be Joe Mixon because the Rams don't have much. Yeah. And then as opposed to when it comes to sacks, I mean, Donald's got to lead. Let's go, yeah, Donald. It's his time.
I don't have great confidence in the Bengals online. So,
and the Rams are getting at least 1 pick. I feel like 2. I feel like 2 picks, 5 sacks.
They're throwing the picks or getting them, dude.
They're getting them. No, Stafford's not throwing picks. It's not time, Stafford. Bad timing to throw picks. Yeah, I feel like Rams are gonna get 2 picks. Burrow's gonna be picked off twice, and he'll be sacked like 5 times.
5 times, bro.
Yes, the defense is coming. It's Von Miller's time. It's Aaron Donald's time. Let's go. Yeah, and then just to think about what we were saying, just to back up the fact that the Rams are gonna come out with an explosive first half. They average like almost a full point over the Bengals. In opposed to
they're gonna come out firing.
The Rams averaged 13.3 points scored in the first half, as opposed to the Bengals who only averaged 12.6 points.
And most of their playoff victories didn't score much in the first half.
Right. I feel like the Rams will dominate in the first half, and it's going to be like let's just say like 28-10 halftime, like similar to the Chiefs game.
Yeah, something like that. I mean, maybe not as bad as that game, but
and the Bengals will come out.
I mean, the Chiefs are better than the Rams.
The Bengals will come out from the deep. They'll come out and they'll score an opening touchdown. Like they literally average a full point more in the second half. They're a beast when it comes to the second half, and they're going to come out and they're going to like let's just say get 7 right away. Rams only get 3. Bengals get another 7, and it's like a close game, and like everyone's glued to their couches and just fully invested. I feel like first quarter will get people will be invested. As soon as they see the Rams starting to pull away, they're all going to leave, come back for the halftime show. It's going to be awesome. Then they're just going to stay and like be like, fuck it, maybe the Bengals will actually be good, and then the Bengals will light them up, and everyone will be there for the rest, and the ratings will be awesome as always. I feel like the
Super Bowl is really exciting, man. I don't think this is great.
I feel like the NFL is anticipating really high ratings. Realize like I feel like usually 30 seconds for a commercial usually only costs like $4 million. I say only, but
it's relative. It's relative.
This year it costs $7 million.
Snap!
So I feel like they're expecting a huge audience.
Yeah, I mean,
also the tickets are crazy. It's like 10,000 a pop.
Shit! Oh my god.
Yeah. It's like if you want to buy an old car. It's like an old car or a ticket to the Super Bowl.
Super Bowl all the way.
Yeah, it's gonna be insane. It's gonna make a ton of money for the NFL. They're gonna make back all that they lost from last year.
This is a great Super Bowl. This is a great matchup.
I know, I'm super hyped.
Yeah, no, this is.
Yeah. Final score, like 35-28.
If this Super Bowl
Rams.
would have been like the Chiefs and the Bucks or something, it'd be way less exciting. Like,
Right.
This is great.
Yeah, I feel like new faces, and it's time for a legacy.
It's a new era of the NFL, you know?
Right.
You have new players here. It's not
As opposed to last year, it's not such a good story when you combine the matchup. Like there's nothing there's nothing about the Bengals and Rams that really mix up that make it exciting between them. But their individual stories are better than better than the Bucks and Rams and Chiefs individual
or like
stories.
that shell of a rivalry between like Mahomes and Brady is like, okay,
right.
That's not.
There was like
something there, but this is two teams with two great stories, and now they meet. Now they're meeting, and like.
And then I got 35-28 Rams. They're gonna do it. They're gonna lose it a little bit, and then they'll come back well in the fourth quarter, and they'll come up clutch, and they're about to win their first Super Bowl. Stafford MVP. What do you got for your final score?
Oh, I didn't think of a score yet. Put him on the spot here. Let's see.
Yeah, dude, you don't have any more time. We're not doing another podcast till Tuesday. Dude.
No, I know. I'm just saying that I didn't think of a score prediction yet, but exact score.
Yep.
I probably should have thought of this, but as you know, I'm super busy, man.
He's not busy at all, guys. He's lying. Call cap.
Oh, I'm gonna go 31-28 Bengals. 31. They're gonna get that extra field goal. I think.
You think they're walk-off field goal?
Walk-off field goal.
Evan McPherson MVP?
Bengal style.
No, if you're gonna...
Bengal style. Walk-off field
change
goal.
Change your MVP a third time. Evan McPherson, let's go.
Yeah. 31-28 or 27-24. I think that's what I would... I'm saying... I guess for them to win, I'm gonna need their defense to step up. So, maybe 27-24 would be like a better score. Mm-hmm. But,
I'm so hyped for this game.
Yeah.
What do you feel about what OBJ said in his press conference? You heard?
I was not.
About going to the Patriots.
Wait, something like he explained why he didn't go there, right? What did he say?
Said they asked him about going to the Patriots. He said he was very, very, very close, and if it was 3 years ago, he would have went.
That's all he said?
Yes.
I would have been great if he came here. Because like the Patriots need that receiving talent.
You think they would have played 2 weeks ago if OBJ was here? I mean, I don't know if they're beating.
Like they would have beat the Bills if they had OBJ?
I don't know if they're beating the Bengals or Chiefs, but do you think they're playing in the championship game? Do you think they're playing in the divisional
is
game?
OBJ enough to beat the Bills? I don't know because the defense was just a shit show. So like, don't know.
But then again, so were the wide receivers. The wide receivers for the Patriots didn't.
Here's another thing. I don't put any of this on Mac. None of this is on Mac. It's not.
Really?
It's not his. I mean, to be honest, I kind of tuned out of the game. Once they started getting demolished, I wasn't paying attention. I mean, first of all, the Dolphins game, so I came home to watch the Dolphins game, right? I'm like super pumped. Like, yeah, we're going to win. We're going to go into the playoffs with some momentum. They start getting their asses kicked. I fell asleep. I was like, I fell asleep dead ass, like, on my phone, like watching the game. I just passed out. I'm like, okay, like, what the hell? Come on. Just like, it was disappointment after disappointment. It was the Colts, the Bills, and now the freaking Dolphins, and then going to the playoffs. Not even a chance there. But I don't think is Mac Jones the main issue. No, he's going to improve this offseason. I mean, they obviously need to build around him and stuff. But again, don't think he's the main problem with this team. Right, it's questionable if just one wide receiver talent would have saved this team. Maybe that would have given them momentum and given them like a leader. But or maybe that would have made more problems. You know. But
I feel like Josh McDaniels wasn't really trusting Mac Jones. I feel like he would have trusted, but if he had OBJ, maybe he would have trusted him more. So, in that sense, I feel like it would have been better. But at the same time, like, if you're not going to trust him, you're not going to trust him. And, yeah, the offense was horrible. And you can blame it on McDaniels if you want. You don't have to blame it on Jones.
I wouldn't blame it on Jones. I mean, I just don't... Oh, man. Okay, so 2 things. First of all, it could be OBJ would have made it worse. Because a veteran and a rookie, is that really, like, a good like, mix right there? Does that... I think that puts added pressure on Mac
Josh
Jones.
Allen was in his second year, and Stephon Diggs was a veteran-ish. I mean, that worked that well.
Right. I mean, just like I remember when OBJ was finally got like that whole situation with the Browns when he finally got out of that.
Oh, that sucked for him. Everyone's
talking about how it's too much pressure on Mac. Like they just need to rebuild or something. I wasn't so sure. You know, I think Mac has a lot in him, and again, I don't know if OBJ would have saved everything, but maybe that would have been the push they needed. Maybe not. You never know.
Right. But yeah, fine. So let's quickly touch on some headlines. It's just the Texans are just a complete joke. That whole coaching process was disgusting.
God.
I'm not saying Lovie Smith is bad, but just look at what happened.
Has he done anything super outstanding?
No, not really. He's been coaching for a while. He hasn't really won.
I wasn't really.
Like it came down.
It was a very like hurried decision. Like they're just like
yes.
They panicked, man. They panicked.
The news came down to where it was like they narrowed their finalists down to Josh McCown, who hasn't coached beyond high school, and Brian Flores, who was in the middle of a lawsuit with the NFL. So both were really non-options, but it felt like they were very confident in McCown's. And Twitter lost it. Social media was like, "What are you doing, Texans? You can't do this." Especially if it's like when the NFL is trying to win a lawsuit, the NFL is trying to claim that they're not racist and they don't give white people more of an opportunity. But at the same time, you can't just go and then in the same breath, if they hire a white guy who hasn't coached since high school over an experienced black coach who did a really, really good job with the Dolphins, it would be a really bad look. I'm not saying that necessarily that would have been the wrong hire.
But they can't hire him anyway because he's in the middle of a lawsuit. So,
but it's not about that. It's just they couldn't hire the guy out of high school.
I mean, maybe they should have just waited till they make a hire.
No, you can't. You just then you're not getting any free agents or any draft. It would just.
But this was like right away. They just find this guy and they just hire him.
Right, and they just find this random guy. It's like Lovie Smith was never on the radar.
Maybe they could have waited like a little bit for something to die down before they just make this decision.
I feel like they just should have stuck with Cully. Like they're not finding someone for their future anyway, so just stick with Cully. He did a really good job managing that storm. Just ignore Twitter. They should have just managed that storm with Cully. Cully did a sick job managing the storm last year. They were an absolute wreck this year, and they had the same record as they had 2 years ago with freaking Deshaun Watson, who's a top 5 cornerback. Without Deshaun Watson, they had the same record. Because David Culley did a sick job managing the storm. They should have just stuck with him. I don't know what was the point of hiring another coach. They're just
okay, so they're still gonna be a hot mess.
They're a wreck. They're a hot mess.
All right, let's talk about the Commanders.
Speaking of hot messes, Dan Snyder, let's go. Twitter's not happy.
Okay, well, yeah, Twitter's never happy, but God,
fair.
Yeah, okay, we'll get into Twitter some other time, but okay, so the name sucks. I'll clarify this, but basically the name off the bat sounds dumb. It's a dumb name. It's stupid. The Washington Commanders.
You wouldn't want to command?
Oh, thanks, man.
Think of the swag with commanding.
Yeah, such swag.
I'm just kidding. It sucks.
I mean, it sucks. It's almost as bad as football team. Okay, here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. This take I heard, and I kind of agree with it. Most names are bad. Like, if you just analyze the name itself, not a great name. I mean, let's talk about my hometown over here, right? Imagine if they were the Boston baseball team. Then, like, one day they wake up, they're like, let's call ourselves the Red Sox. You'd be like, what the fuck?
Wow.
Like, no, we're not the Red Sox. Like, what is that shit? You know? But over time, it grew, and now it's iconic. It's iconic.
They can't change their name.
Right. So maybe if they're a good team for the next 5 years, I'll be like, yeah, we're the Commanders. They'll own it. They'll own it. You know. But most team names are dumb. So you know, it's not like the worst thing ever, but it still sucks.
I would agree with you. Though the problem is that they publicize their options, and I saw all their options. We all saw all their options. And I think Commanders.
Like, why would you go with that?
Commanders was the worst option they had. Like I would have.
Apparently, there was some issues. I actually like the Red Wolves, even though a lot of people didn't like that. Was that the favorite? The Red Wolves? I don't remember.
Yeah, that was one everyone wanted.
Yeah. I like the Red Wolves, even though like apparently there was some lawsuit with like the Timberwolves or something with that.
That's what it was.
I don't know. Something.
I remember there being something.
Yeah, I mean, I liked Red Wolves, but yeah, no, especially if you're going for a new name, like you're not an icon, right? So if you're going for a new name, then yeah, I think Red Wolves would have been the way to go, and that's not bad, you know. Mm-hmm. But yeah, Commanders is not cool at all. But again, if you're a good team, if you turn your franchise around, because there's a lot more problems with your franchise than just the name. You know, your franchise is kind of shitty. So if you turn your franchise around, you know, maybe after 5 years they'll start rolling. Like, yeah, we're the Commanders, man.
Right.
You know, like you should own us, but hey, you know, I mean, but for now they still suck. So you know,
I don't know. This was one of the options. I think it would have been great for memes. The Washington Presidents would have been awesome. The amount of memes.
Though their mascot could be like Abe Lincoln or something. Like
have like Trump and Biden like hugging after every touchdown.
Okay, I don't think they're gonna do that, but you know.
Come on, like there's so much you can do there.
I mean, the Cleveland Guardians better get Groot for their for their.
You can mascot. Have like Abe Lincoln and like the pro-slave presidents like having like wrestling. Like
oh my god! Okay,
there's so much you can do there. like Biden and have like Trump and like Hillary like have like wrestling, like have wrestlings between presidents after every single
man.
Like at halftime. That would be the halftime show.
I think they want to like stay far away from that. Like
that would
far
just be
away,
so
dude.
cool. I would love that.
Yo, speaking of name changes, so the Guardians,
Ouch.
They better have Groot or like someone for their mascot. You know, they better, man. They better.
You heard by the way that this is their final movie with Marvel. The entire cast has been cut after Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
I mean, Dave Bautista said he's done, right?
Well,
James Gunn is done.
Bautista is already done. I think Pratt, everyone. I think they're done. They're all done, I believe. Which is sad because they were like one of the best things Marvel had, really.
I don't know the best thing, man.
One of the best.
They were solid. They kind of came out of nowhere and were just like really awesome.
As opposed to the non-iconic things, like comparing this to like Ant-Man, I think this is like the best.
Yeah, it was way out of left field. Like,
definitely better.
No one besides like the uber nerds knew who the Guardians of the Galaxy were. Like doing any, like out of nowhere, James Gunn does like that was awesome.
Definitely better than freaking Captain Marvel. Like that sucked.
Yeah, no, definitely. They're, at this point, they're way more iconic than that. But
of course,
yeah.
I think that's all for today. I think that was a loaded podcast.
Yeah, it was loaded, man.
Make sure to
we'll hopefully be back next week after the Super Bowl again on a straight up take on the latest. And
come on, guys, do us a favor. Please subscribe
to our YouTube,
comment, plug us on Twitter, plug us on Instagram, plug us on TikTok, plug us on everything.
Follow us on Spotify, man. Follow us on Spotify and
follow us on TikTok, Twitter. Let's go. Please drop a like. Please plug us. Please comment and listen. Please, let's go.
All right, we'll be back next week.